Let me introduce myself. I am Daniel Cuende. We founded the company in 1991. So we are a very young company, 25 years old. So this is young, right? Also, let's see if it works. We founded the company, my father and myself, and we were a kind of geeks, nerds. We love technology. We like everything that has to be technology, but we are very focused in out-of-home. So we have patents on media research. We are working across the world. We are members of FEPE. We work in PAMRO. We are members of SMR. But we really are focused in outdoor. Since we were born, 91, we study, research, and love out-of-home. We feel passion. And we were very lucky, and you already know that, is that at that time we decided to go for out-of-home rather than TV, press, or radio. If it was radio now, we will be in trouble. But thanks God that we decided to go for out-of-home because it's going to be the last mass media. The digital has weakened the rest of the media, but it has provided strength to outdoor. I don't have to tell you, you already know that. So we are on the right place at the right time, measuring out-of-home. In fact, just to show that we are so geeks and technology and nerds on that, we have won the FEPE Technical Innovation Award last year for the audience measurement system that you are going to see now. So we are quite on technology, on measurement, and these kinds of things. Also on big data. In fact, SMR, the Global Research Association with Microsoft, do you know what is a hackathon? It's like a marathon, but on research, on development. We have won last year the first World Hackathon in big data and market research. So we are quite on these things. And we have a footprint on different countries. As you can see, we started in Spain, then we started to collaborate in Australia. In UK, we are doing the complete audience measurement for South Africa, in Pakistan, in Beirut, in Mexico. You know how complex it is to measure Mexico? Only Mexico DF, the city, is 20 million people. It's like this. It's very hard and very difficult. But we are going from Uganda to Spain, so many, many different countries. Okay, let's talk about methodology. How we can do audience measurement across the world. Well, first is there are global guidelines. We have to follow. These global guidelines were developed by the advertisers, by the media owners, and they say how we should do that. We should use a combination of survey data and mobility modeling because it's impossible to have enough information for all the streets. So that's what we do. First, we have to understand how the people move, and then we have to see where are those panels? Where is the inventory? Where are the billboards? So the first thing is to understand the traffic patterns, how the people move across every single city. How we can do that? Of course, big data or data, you know, how, whatever, it depends. If you're UK or US, they call it in different ways. Big data is part of the solution. It's not the complete solution, it's part. But how we can get big data? In US, it's quite easy. Maybe in France, maybe in UK. But how we get it in Pakistan, how we get it in Mexico, how we get it in South Africa, across the world, because what we are providing is a standard measurement in any country. Because advertisers are regional and global, and that's what we are looking for, to provide the same metric across different countries. How we can do that? Well, we are very, very lucky. Technology has helped us. And we have created a partnership with Digital Globe. Digital Globe is the biggest satellite company. It owns 7 and it's launching another 18 satellites. There's the leader on images. 70% of the revenue comes from the Department of Defense of US, CIA, FBI, NSA, any acronym, any combination of letters that you put. I'm sure there is an agency in US. And they work with that. So if we have that big data, it's how we can convert those metrics to out-of-home metrics, that data to out-of-home metrics, okay, we know what the CIA or FBI are doing with that, but for us, what we can do, and this is a real example, it's to identify the cars, because those images are 30 centimeters resolution. So we can identify all the cars, the type, the speed, the orientation, if it's parked. So every single dot that you see here, it's a car. We know that it's parked or it's moving, how fast, across. And we can, for example, visualize that this street has 7 more times intensity than the other one. And the most important thing is that even that we can analyze street by street, is not only that, is that when we take the picture, is 350 square meters. Every single picture is about 1.6 gigabytes. And it's not only one, hundreds of them, across the day, across the week, across the year. And in fact, we have the archive. So we can access to even what was happening 2 years ago. They have launched 18 more satellites now, and they are going to have a picture of every single city of the world every 20 minutes. So when you go out, please say hello, because we will be watching you. What kind of information we can get from those satellites? The census. You are researchers, you know how important it is to understand how big is the size of the universe. For example, we have the 23rd of September in Johannesburg, we have 1.5 million cars moving at 11:30. And not only that, but also segment by segment, street by street. But that's not enough. In different countries, we can integrate information from carrier data, from mobile operators, from even APIs, even from cameras. We can go through that type of information and integrate it. But as SOMAR says, that's not enough. Traffic counts are not enough. We have to provide a hybrid approach, like, for example, in internet. So we have to do a survey, a travel survey. We have to understand if people go to the cinema, if people go to visit their family, or if the people take the pet out, that kind of thing. How long, for how often? So a survey provides, of course, demographics, sex, gender, high class, whatever, but also the pedestrian traffic. It also provides the transit, the underground, that kind of information. And because we have to provide a global view on the planning, the other media consumption, we have to give to the advertiser a way to handle out-of-home with the rest of the media. So that survey allows us to integrate everything. So the combination of all these factors creates what we call a trip atlas. That is the complete representation of every single city, how they move. Monday morning from 8 a.m., they go to work several times, by car, what the speed, all that is integrated in the system. If you see till this point, we haven't talked about billboards, about advertisers. It's not relevant. Here, all our efforts, all our focus is to understand the city. How every single of you will move today, tomorrow, and an average week. Okay, once we have that, we can move forward. Where are the inventory? Where are the billboards, the bus shelters? Okay, we provide and integrate all outdoor formats, even digital, dynamic, because as they said yesterday, we have to take into account the dwell time, the cycle, the loop. All these factors have to be provided and included in the measurement. All that are located in the map, and that's it. Really, it's quite easy. You have traffic, you have the inventory, that's it. Well, not true, because traffic is not audience. We cannot take for granted that everybody who's in that road will see that billboard. So we have to calculate the visibility zone of every single element, of every single panel. That means use the visual sharpness, use the location, orientation, size, elevation, orientation of the people who's moving that, all even blocking. So all those factors are calculated for every single, and there is also a lot of documentation with that, how we calculate that visibility, but I'm going to skip that and say that basically size matters. Don't make jokes. Size matters. So this is the visual, this angle is the visual sharpness. It's a constant. Every one of you, when you go to the doctor and to put the glasses, that's why some of you are wearing glasses, because we have to keep this angle constant. That is the maximum legibility distance. So when bigger it gets, you can read the billboard far away, the billboard, the bus shelter, or the newspaper. So imagine that if we have a billboard here in this square, and if we have the ad panel here facing this, everybody who is in this triangle, based on the size, will read perfectly the text, not the billboard, but even the text that is on the billboard, the logo, the 10% of the surface. But I have another question. Do you think that only people who is inside are the ones who will read perfectly? Maybe someone over there or over there, they may see it also. So we are going to do a geometric analysis. Imagine that we create this triangle as something solid. We put 2 blocks, and we are trying to move the triangle, but with these static points. What we discover, it's the shape of a circle. That is what we call the Da Vinci solution, right? If it's a circle, it's right. So, in fact, every single point inside that circle have the standard visual sharpness or greater. Everybody inside that circle will read perfectly what is inside the billboard. Okay, but that's not enough. Height, elevation. Not everybody, if you are too close to the billboard and it has elevation, or it's on the top of the building, there is a kind of blind zone. There is a shadow that we have to take into account. So those elements are also used. Even when you move, you have to be facing the billboard, and if you are in the visibility zone but you are not facing the billboard, you will not consider a contact. So as you can see, there are many other factors. But all these, for example, the obstacles. People like to build buildings, and they don't allow us to see the magic of the billboards. So we have to analyze every single billboard for if there is any blocking building, any obstacle, and also how much time every person is going to be on the visibility area. It's not the same if it's 20 kilometers per hour, if it's running, if it's walking. And so it's taking not only the visibility axis, but also the exposure time. And all this, to make it simple, so I can tell you this is very complex. For the final users, you really don't care. Yeah, so what? I mean, science fiction, okay, satellites, visibilities, analysis, but I don't care. I am a media owner, what I am going to do. I am a planner, what I am going to do. Easy. A software, an API, Excel file, row by row. The same information that you get from press, television, or radio, GRPs, reach, OTS, targets, you get it here. So the best thing is probably to show you a video. Can we play video 1?
Introducing a unique, dynamic and state-of-the-art out-of-home planning tool which consists of demographic targeting, powerful and dynamic geographical planning, on-the-fly synchronized panel inventory management, target, media and geographical optimization, and flexible campaign evaluation tools. Quantum, targeting, geo-planning, inventory management, optimization, and evaluation. Let's look at a typical client brief. McDonald's want to test whether free deliveries will increase sales. They want to pilot this study in one particular area using out-of-home only. Their target market is married and single people. In Quantum, we select the demographic target market. The software imports McDonald's store GPS coordinates in order to create a geo-planned campaign. This is called points of interest and can also be applied in the optimization module. The versatility of Quantum allows the creation of packages, a selection of panels that are grouped together and sold as one. Each out-of-home media owner can create their own set of packages. In this example, we can see that the first package consists of 535 panels. The packages that are created can be saved using different levels of security. This means that a package can be uniquely created for a specific agency or client. Several security settings can be applied, such as secure, radio only, read and write, and access levels to companies can be defined. Panel inventory and packages can be categorized using specific criteria such as by media owner, by province, by site type. Any number of variables can be applied to the database to filter the panel selection. With the geographical planning ability of Quantum, store locations can be mapped using GPS coordinates. These points of interest can easily be loaded into the database using longitudinal and latitudinal coordinates. Here we have the ability to select panels based on the proximity to McDonald's stores. Once the outdoor sites for the campaign have been selected, one is able to see the location of each panel in Google Maps with the street view. The location of the board is shown as well as the surrounding environment without time-consuming site trips. Quantum also has a module that can optimize based on several media metrics in line with other media types like television and radio. This optimization is based either on prioritizing the audience in terms of reach, frequency, GRPs and budget, or location criteria including geoplanning. The evaluation model calculates the return on investment of the proposed outdoor campaign. The media industry is now able to evaluate outdoor based on the same media metrics as other media types. The evaluation model also calculates the reach and frequency delivered by the proposed outdoor campaign. The software can also show how the reach is distributed by district municipality. At the click of a button, Quantum can automatically create a PowerPoint presentation of the campaign within seconds. The site list can also easily be exported into Excel. Additional mapping tools form part of the Quantum site. The incredible adaptability of the mapping options in Quantum caters for many visual representations. Here, the number of sites per area are shown. The granularity of the research and database lets the user go from a macro view of panels into more detailed area views. Here the zoom is focusing on Johannesburg and Soweto. The pink triangles are the actual panels in these areas, and if pink is not your color, you can easily change to blue. In this map example, a point can be plotted and outdoor sites within a certain distance can be mapped. The panel angle is also visible. Quantum, targeting, geoplanning, inventory management, optimization, and evaluation. Introducing Quantum, powered by Road.
So you can see we didn't talk about satellites, we didn't talk about traffic counts, we didn't talk. We have to talk the language of the other media and the language that the advertisers and media planners are used to. GRPs, reach, frequency, all that. So it's not only Quantum, it's API, it can integrate it in your own system, software, whatever. But the important thing is to create a platform that is ready now. It's a good foundation also for the future. Programmatic, integration with other APIs. We already are measuring malls, indoor, train stations, buses. All those are key factors that when we define a system, it has to be in place. And the other thing is, you know what is the success of the audience measurement? It's not the methodology, it's not the technology, it's the trust, it's the training, it's the support of all of you. By the way, on the presentation that we saw before, there is one fact left that he didn't say, was never kill the messenger. Because when you start to work with the numbers, the first thing that you say is, oh, the measurement is wrong. So that's one happen that it will happen. So you have to be aware of that. But as he already said also, it will increase the market share. So trust is really relevant of the industry. For that, I want to show you the last example that we are launching in Spain, the updated measurement. We call it Geomex 3.0. So that is the kind of endorsement, power that we'll bring to the industry. Can we play video 2, please?
The most important media agencies and on out-of-home companies have worked alongside Cuende Informetrics on the development of Geomex, the measuring system of audience data on out-of-home advertising. Their goals are to expand the study, adapt to new characteristics of the sector, improve comparison with other media agencies, and incorporate international standards. In order to increase the accuracy of measurements, the visibility-adjusted contact is added to the influence of the distance, size, and orientation of the panel. This visibility matrix is the international standard. Contact with the panel is not the same on a road with one lane as opposed to various lanes, or at different heights, and depends on the individual's mode of transport. How visible it is at night, or the geographical location. For example, there is not the same daylight hours in Malaga as there is in Lugo. Easy concepts to understand, but complex to measure.
A solid audience measurement with a wide agreement within the market is very important for the media agencies. On the one hand side, it enables us to analyze the different media consumptions in different target groups and to compare the out-of-home networks and sites. These recent adjustments in the Geomex methodology and the incorporation of the international visibility adjustments of route facilitate us this work, and it increases our security in handling our clients' budgets. And it will not be the last evolution we have to expect for out-of-home media.
In the light of the new challenges presented to advertising media and in anticipation of out-of-home digitalization, an advanced research platform that includes more advertising settings has been created. This system enables cross-sectional planning using targets and geographical locations, from metropolitan areas to national reach.
The evolution in out-of-home measurement allows to prove in a more effective way the strengths of our medium, since there is a common base to compare with the rest of the media, especially in this new digital landscape with highly audience fragmentation.
Geomex 3.0, with international standards, increased accuracy, improved integration with other sources, adjusted GRPs, easier data operation. Geomex 3.0, the industry's answer.
So, what I can promise is that you don't have to be scared. You have to be prepared, because this will grow once you have an audience measurement in place. If you are well prepared, and there's going to be a sudden change. It will grow, you will understand, you will train, and it will improve, because you are not competitors. The competition is TV, press, radio, and digital. So the market share, for sure, will increase. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Due to a paucity of time, we're not going to take any questions in this session. But ladies and gentlemen, for sharing the message with us, for telling us that there's so much to look forward to, please put your hands together for Mr. Daniel Cuende. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.